So this is why I do this class, is because I realize that the word meditation means a lot of things to a lot of people, but what it means to me is that it is time for connection with Source. It is our recharge when we plug straight into Source. And when do we plug into Source? We plug into Source when we remove all our thoughts from our mind. If you're thinking, you're not in meditation. If you are still connected with the world outside of you, then you're not completely inside. You have one leg outside and the other leg inside. This is what people do when they practice walking meditation. If you're walking without bumping into walls, that means you are connected with the world outside of you, which means that you've got one leg inside and one leg outside, and as long as you have one leg outside, you're not completely inside. It's like standing in the doorway, but not going through the door. So meditation means not using any of our five senses. The word meditation means focus fully to the exclusion of all else. That's what the word meditation means. So if we are going to practice meditation, I can practice meditation on this fork that's on my table. I can focus completely on this, eliminate all other thoughts, but I would still not be connecting with Source. Because I'm looking at this. My eyes are engaged. My thinking is engaged with looking at the fork. So I am not meditating the way I ought to be meditating based on law of attraction, because the purpose is to connect with Source, not to connect with the fork, not to connect with my breath, although I use these connections in order to exclude all other thoughts so that I can connect with Source. So I'm going to say something that I have never said before, because it's coming in a big way. You know how sometimes we make decisions based on the process of elimination? So we start with 100 things, and then we shortlist them to 20. And then out of the 20, we eliminate more until we are left with 3. And then we say, okay, I'm going to make a decision about one of them. I'm going to eliminate all the others. So that's how we are left with 1. Right? Through the process of elimination. The process of mindfulness is the process of eliminating the thousands of thoughts that are going through my head and focus on only one thing. That one thing is the sound of my breath. That one thing is focusing on the fork. That one thing is the dot on the wall, or a mantra, or an affirmation, so that I can exclude all the other thousands of thoughts. So it's much easier for me to go from thousands of thoughts to one thought, and then eliminate the one thought so that now I can connect with Source. That's meditation based on law of attraction. It's about connecting with my Source so that I can receive guidance directly from Source. So that I can, without doing thinking work, in fact, I'm eliminating thinking. Without doing thinking work, I'm going up the emotional scale to connect with my Source, which means meditation puts me right at the top of the emotional scale. Because the only thing getting in the way of me and my happiness, me and the things that I want, is my thoughts. So that's why when I describe meditation, I say meditation is the space between our thoughts. This thought is gone and this thought is gone. I'm in the gap. And in the gap, we connect with pure positive energy. In the gap, is Source, is that which we call God, is the universe. And that is why when I am able to go into that space where there is no thought, it's the most delicious space to be. And that's why I feel good when I come out of meditation. So, how I describe it is, mindfulness is the path into meditation. But mindfulness on its own is not meditation. If I keep focusing on the fork, or if I keep focusing on the sound of my breath, I am still focusing. And as long as I am focusing, I am not in meditation. The thing is, our mind automatically gives up thinking because it gets bored. Our mind wants contrast. You see, people, when they learn about law of attraction, they think law of attraction means I'm going to be high on the emotional scale, I have to eliminate contrast. No, the mind wants contrast. Because contrast gives the mind something to do. If there was no contrast, the mind wouldn't have anything to do. So when I focus only on the fork, I am eliminating contrast. And my mind becomes bored and it says, okay, nothing to do. And I preface that by telling my mind through pre-paving that I don't need its services for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And that's how we get into practicing meditation. That's how I teach meditation. That is how I practice meditation. A lot of times people come to me and they say, oh, in my yoga class I do meditation. Yeah, I know that is meditation, and a lot of people teach that meditation. That's not the meditation you need in order to go up the emotional scale. It's just part of the way there, not all of the way there. So that's the difference with which we practice over here.